Hi, it's Valentine's Day, so I thought I would drink a pink beer, or a beer that I'm assuming will be kind of pink. It is Rodenbach Alexander, or Alexander Rodenbach, named after this guy, who I guess is Alexander Rodenbach. And they've only brewed this specific beer a few times, or packaged and blended this beer a few times at Rodenbach. But now it seems like they do it every couple of years, and yes, it's just the old fooder beer from Rodenbach, the stuff they age in their giant fooders, the vertical barrels. Yeah, for up to 2 years and matured. Wait, no, I think it's aged in oak fooders up to 2 years and then matured with sour cherries. I don't think that means 2 years with sour cherries. I think it varies a bunch. And it says character ripens with age, even though there is a best by date on here. I'm not sure if it's naturally bottle conditioned. Most Rodenbachs aren't bottle conditioned. They're filtered, pasteurized, forced carbonated, all that stuff to keep it sweet and fruity the way it is. I haven't had this one before. 5.6%. And the main special thing about this is the sour cherries. And I didn't really do much research about this because I think it's just the same as all the other Rodenbachs. It's just they have all these giant barrels that are aging Flanders red ales in, and this one they just took some of it, added some cherries, and then put it together and put it into a bottle. Oh, interesting. There's some dark marks on top of this. Yeah, I don't know how old this is. I'm thinking the best by date is 5 years after bottling. It says September 14th, 2019, so this beer might be, if it's a 5-year bottle best by date, this is from 2014, but I don't really know. I haven't been holding on to this for too long. And I used to drink regular Rodenbach and Rodenbach Grand Cru a lot, but I'm kind of over the super sour but sweet beers, but I thought it was worth snagging a bottle of this while I could. It's a little bit lighter but pinker. There's a hint of like red in the color. It's pretty pink. Kind of a dark pink magenta. And looks crystal clear, probably. Carbonated. Oh wait, are there some specks in there? Oh wait, no. We got some specks in there, but I mean, even if it was filtered and everything, then it could still develop, after several years in the bottle, some sediment. Do they say it on here? Let's see. No, they don't say anything about the sediment. A really nice looking head, though. The head's sticking around pretty well. Lots of cherry in the nose, but I mean a lot of the classic tart, brown, sugary Rodenbach. It smells like cherry Coca-Cola, actually, a little bit. Which I like. Cherry Coke used to be my favorite, but it smells like it's going to be rather sweet. I don't know if a lot of the cherries were actually fermented in there. They just say macerated. So I don't know if there was a lot of yeast present with the cherries, and if the cherries are in there long enough for the cherry sugars to actually be fermented much by the yeast. Probably a little bit. And this beer is very cold. But I do like the aroma. It's only has like a teeny touch of cough syrup. Very sweet, very cherry. Yeah, almost too sweet. It reminds me a lot of New Glarus's fruit sour beers that are probably a little more sweet and less complex than this beer. But it is a lot like that. It's very jammy, cherry jam. And not really that tart. Not even as tart as the regular Rodenbachs, I would say. It's tasty, but it does have a little bit of that, tart fruit soda thing going on. Not really any funk or anything like that. But you can tell there's some complex fermentation. There's a lot of mouth-watering acidity happening, but it doesn't bite your throat with any vinegary quality. My tongue is salivating, right now, but not in the way that's like, oh my gosh, it's like I just drank vinegar or something. It's got plenty of sweetness and it's a rather soft acidity. It's not like sweet and harshly sour. That's what I feel like Duchesse de Bourgogne, or often known as the Duchess, the other most popular Flanders red in America, I would say. That one I'm not a huge fan of, but this is pretty different. A little bit of a kind of cinnamony, vanilla-y oakiness, adding some complexity, um, but not too much else. It has a good body to it because it's pretty sweet, but it still is somewhat elegant, I guess. The carbonation feels a little bit better than your standard Flanders red that's really, really a lot like soda pop. You can tell that it's total fake carbonation, and it has kind of that sweet but thin body of Coca-Cola. This one isn't quite like that. You can see it has a little bit of lacing. I'm thinking that maybe this is maybe partially naturally carbonated, like New Belgium does with a lot of their barrel-aged sours. But definitely a very sweet cherry flavor focused thing. It's like amaretto. Amaretto, I guess, is a really good description. It almost has that vanilla sweet spiciness from the barrels, almost more like almondy. And I know if you use cherries with the whole thing with the pits in there, the pits themselves can add a little bit of a bitter almond quality. And this doesn't really have much of that. There's a lot of tannic quality that is drying out the beer in the finish. I can feel it on my tongue, which is very, very necessary. This would be way too sweet if it didn't have that going on. But yeah, really, amaretto really describes the flavor a lot, and I'm getting nuttiness that I like. I like it quite a bit. But you need to drink this when you're in the mood for a sweet cherry beer, but it's going to be beyond your simple cherry Berliner Weisses. It's got a lot more going on, really much better put together, more well balanced, you might say. But if you're looking for super sour, in your face, puckering, that's not really gonna be what this beer is. It's definitely a beer that a lot of people who don't like beers or into really fruity drinks might like, especially if you're into Di Serono, Amaretto type stuff. I'll give it a 4. There's not much wrong with this one. I think the Rodenbach Character Rouge has quite a bit more complexity. That's ones with cherries and raspberries, and maybe blackberries and black currants or something. It's a bunch of different like dark red fruits. This one's not quite as good as that, but on its way, and it's definitely worth a try if you like sour beers or if you just like cherries. Goodbye.